What's up, 420 gang? It's your boy, 420 Big, man. I didn't know the content I made the video I just recently posted. I didn't know it was gonna be as detailed as it is. So I want to give I have another warning. I'm gonna give a verbal one. Viewer discretion is advised. Not the fact like there's no blood or gore or anything like that. It's just the stories that are being told are quite on the side. So, I do hope y'all enjoy the video, and once again, viewer discretion is advised. But it's good, good world. Somebody need to sign them. Boy, you hear it. What is up, 420 gang? It is your boy. My God, I had something in my eye. It is your boy 420 Biggs, and we are back with another reaction video. Today, we have 6, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 police officers caught in the act of being a little crooked. You know what I'm saying? Being a little sideways Jones. You hear what I'm saying? I apologize for that watermark across the screen. For right now, like I say, it's gonna have to be there until further notice, till I can go ahead and pay for the thing to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, own the program. But until then, it's just gonna have to be there. And if, you know what I'm saying, if that's okay with y'all just can keep watching the videos or not, or like, I mean, please do. But still, that's all the news I really got for y'all. We gonna go ahead and get into this reaction video.
Police officers are supposed to help keep us safe and sound, but at times, they end up being the villains of the story. Let's watch how these 6 police officers disgraced their badges. Number 6. Daniel Holtzclaw. Daniel Holtzclaw, an ex-Oklahoma City officer convicted of rape and other charges after he preyed on African-American woman over 6 months, was sentenced to 263 years in prison.
Justice served. And that ain't even enough time.
As recommended by the jury, according to his attorney. The sentence comes just over a month after a sobbing Holtzclaw was convicted on 18 of 36 counts, including 4 counts of first-degree rape and 4 counts of forced oral sodomy. Prosecutors said Holtzclaw selected victims in one of Oklahoma City's poorest neighborhoods based on their criminal histories, assuming their drug or prostitution records would undermine any claims they might make against him. Then, he would subject them to assaults that escalated from groping to oral sodomy and rape, according to the testimony of 13 victims. Holtzclaw, whose father is a police lieutenant on another force, waived his right to testify. 2 of those women shared their stories with media, recounting horrific memories of being forced to perform different acts by a serial rapist with a badge who was supposed to protect and serve. Attorney Benjamin Crump, who represented the families of...
That dude gonna get... He gonna die. His time ain't gonna get done. He gonna die in that jail. Because when you go to jail, you know what I'm saying, you like everybody gets to know. You can go in there and act like you're gonna lie about what you're in there for, but everybody, you know what I'm saying, gonna get your paperwork. So when he get in there, that dude is done. He's done. He ain't gonna serve them 223 years.
Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown has criticized the media, asking, where is the national outcry for their justice? Crump praised the sentence Thursday, saying it was a landmark victory.
Defendant is guilty of the crime of sexual battery and set punishment.
Don't start crying.
Procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition.
He not crying because he feel remorse or he's sorry. He crying because he got caught. He crying because he got caught.
And punishment is
set
at 5 years.
Sorry.
Defendant is guilty of the crime of forcible oral sodomy and punishment is set at 20 years. Forcible oral sodomy.
Your life is over with.
Defendant is guilty of the crime of forcible oral sodomy and punishment is set at 16 years. Mr. Holtzclaw, this jury finds you guilty of the various counts. You will be remanded to the custody of the Oklahoma County Sheriff.
Imagine if manufacturing automation was simple. Introducing Vention. One platform to design, automate.
Number 5. Brandon Boone. A former Winter Haven police officer appeared...
I wish they didn't start off with that one, man. That was... I don't like that. That got
in a
me
Bartow courtroom as a defendant. Brandon Boone was charged with battery after an incident in a Polk County jail. Security video from inside the jail shows Boone strike a handcuffed inmate with his knee before taking him into a darkened room. The inmate, Ronald Augustin, claims Boone and other officers beat him and broke his leg. Boone strongly denies he did anything wrong. At a status hearing on the case, Boone's attorney advised the judge he has been unable to reach an agreeable resolution to the case with state attorneys. Your Honor, we've been trying to resolve this with the state. It seems we are not going to resolve it. It's going to be a trial case, said attorney Walt Otto. Otto advised the judge there will be a large number of witnesses and he has not had a chance to interview them all. A trial date in the case has not yet been set. Number 4.
It's already, so we seen the dude strike him, you know what I'm saying? It's already on camera. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more footage and they're not showing us, you know what I'm saying? Plus already being, well, I mean, see, that's kind of crazy in law because if they took him into a dark room, there's no proof of saying what they did to him. And that's crazy how law, like, they ain't gonna really do too much of whatever happened in that room. But unless he came out more beat up than what he went in.
Michael Dotro. Former Edison police officer Michael Dotro scratched his neck and forehead but expressed no remorse before being sentenced to 20 years in state prison for setting fire to the home of a superior officer while the police captain and his family were inside asleep. He offered no apology to the family of Captain Mark Anderko, who had to flee the burning house, no remorse for the witness he tampered with, and no remorse for the other officers who lost their jobs because of their involvement with him. Dotro, who must serve 17 years before he becomes eligible for parole, said nothing in the courtroom during the nearly hour-long sentencing before Superior Court Judge Pedro Jimenez Jr., as Middlesex County Prosecutor Andrew Carey, Edison Police Chief Thomas Bryan.
That dude right there, that's why I was trying to pause earlier. He owed me about 13 gifts from about 20 years ago. And I'm gonna have to see him.
Anderko and his wife looked on. The sentence, negotiated under a plea agreement with Assistant Prosecutor Russell Curley, relates to crimes Dotro committed over a period of 5 years. Let's watch.
Yes, he's caused very specific damage to Captain Anderko and his family, but what he's really done, and what we're going to be left with after he's walking out the door, is allow people a basis to say that our system of justice has no integrity.
Number 3, Michael Sipple. A former Rochester police officer convicted of assaulting a city man during an arrest will not serve any time in the Monroe County Jail, but instead was sentenced to 3 years of probation. City Court Judge Thomas Rainbow Morse sentenced Michael Sipple for the assault of Christopher Pate. Morse in May convicted Sipple of third-degree assault, a misdemeanor. Sipple punched Christopher Pate in the face during a May 2018 arrest. Sipple and his partner had wrongly identified Pate as a burglary suspect. Pate suffered a facial fracture. Sipple contended that Pate initiated a physical confrontation and resisted arrest. Morse spoke for nearly 90 minutes before imposing the sentence, explaining in detail why he concluded that Sipple's use of physical force was excessive. "You should have restrained yourself that day," Morse told Sipple. But the judge also spoke at length about the impact of post-traumatic stress and how it clouded the actions of both Mr. Pate and Officer Sipple.
He had no post-traumatic stress. He had no post-traumatic stress. That was, he was trying to get up. He was trying to play the card.
On the day of their confrontation. Let's watch.
The moment you took that yellow taser out of its holster, you were way beyond in the court's view. I'm placing you on probation for a period of 3 years.
Number 2, William Demby Jr. The uncle of a woman murdered by her husband yelled abuse at the killer as he was sentenced to life in an Ohio prison. William Demby Jr. was found guilty of stabbing Holly, 33.
I might be the uncle of a woman murdered by her husband. Okay.
To death and pushing her out of a window at their home in August 2011. As the 45-year-old was sentenced, one of Holly's relatives had to be restrained and removed from the courtroom after screaming at Demby. "You cut her throat twice. You stabbed her 8 times, you cold-blooded killer. I've had enough." Leslie Gregg screamed as family and court officials restrained him. His comments came as Demby accused his mother-in-law Cheryl Folds of failing to care for his and Holly's 7-year-old son properly.
What's my location?
Former corrections officer had been found guilty earlier of murder, felonious assault, and domestic violence after killing Holly at their Grafton Township home. The couple had argued on August 11, and Demby had chased his wife upstairs with a combat knife. As she tried to escape, he pulled her shirt and then her pants off after breaking into the second-floor bathroom where she was trying to escape out of the window, and he stabbed her and let her fall. Let's watch the shocking courtroom moment.
Shame on you, Cheryl. I don't know.
That is enough.
I don't know.
That is enough,
Mr. Deputy. You know what? I've had enough. You cut her throat twice. You stabbed her 8 times. You cold-blooded killed her.
Number 1, Eric DeValkenair.
Man.
A former Kansas City police officer convicted in the killing in 2019 of a black man who was backing a pickup truck into his garage was sentenced to 6 years in prison and will remain free on bond while his conviction is appealed. Eric DeValkenair, who's white, was sentenced to 3 years for the involuntary manslaughter of Cameron Lamb and 6 years for armed criminal actions. Judge James Dale Youngs, who found DeValkenair guilty in November in a bench trial, ordered that the sentences be served concurrently, Hartman said. Defense attorneys had requested DeValkenair remain free following his sentencing as they appeal his November conviction. Last month, Judge Youngs granted that request, saying he did not believe incarceration was necessary during the appeals process. He's known that since November, and yet here he is, Youngs said. If he was a flight risk, I don't know that I would have waited if I were Mr. DeValkenair to fly to Panama. I think
that dude should have been
I probably would have done it after I rendered my verdict in the case, Youngs said. The affiliate said it was the first time the judge had granted such an appeal bond in his 13 years on the bench. The fatal shooting happened on December 3, 2019, when DeValkenair and his partner responded to a traffic incident involving a red pickup truck in Kansas City, according to the indictment. The officers, dressed in plain clothes and wearing police department vests, arrived at the home and entered the backyard without a legal warrant and with their guns drawn, the indictment states. Lamb was slowly backing the pickup truck down a ramp into the basement garage, and DeValkenair's partner was on Lamb's side of the truck and could see him when he arrived. The officers attempted to tell Lamb to stop, but it's unclear whether he heard them, the indictment says. DeValkenair fired 4 times at Lamb, claiming he saw.
And I didn't want to pause it because you know what I'm saying. I wanted to kind of get his point across, man. But you gotta be a sick person to stab somebody, man. I feel like anybody can shoot somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because of the distance, you know. But I'm talking about to feel the skin rip and to feel the blade. You gotta be and then multiple times, and then to be I think that's beyond angry, bro.
Lamb's left hand reach for a gun and point it at his partner. I remember thinking, no, this can't happen. I can't let this happen, DeValkenair said on the witness stand during the trial. Let's watch his shocking sentencing.
He takes his left hand with the gun, and as he brings it along up and around the left-hand side of the steering wheel, my focus moves from that weapon to the center of his chest. As I acquire the front sight, I discharge around to his center mass.
That's all for this video, folks. See you another time.
That's crazy. Hey, it's your boy 420 Big. It's all love over here, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am on the road to 25 subscribers, and I hope I make it by the time what's this month? End of September? I hope I can get 25 subscribers by the end of September. You hear me? And then it's gonna be, and then y'all already know it's all love over here, man. We out.